Norman Burny, The Black Square, by Jay Hostler and Peggy Harrison. Read by Pilar Kuhn. Everything changed in an instant, and it was Burny's doing. Wild barking shattered the stillness, mingled with the groaning and braying of camels. It sounded like a riot in the camel herd, and quickly got worse. Norm peeked out through the tent door. Scarface was on his feet now, tensely watching. Every camel was up, stumbling around in fright, its front feet still tied together. Burny's barking sounded increasingly angry. Shouting men poured out of tents and ran toward the camels, whose fear quickly became panic, and the scene dissolved into chaos. Men struggled with camels, calling to each other for help over the raucous braying of dozens of frantic animals. 2 camels blundered toward Norm's tent, and Scarface ran toward them. That's when Norm saw Burny, low to the ground and moving fast, just a blurred streak in the moonlight. He was almost at the tent door. "Come on," he said, "right now, while Scarface is gone." Burny ran to an area behind the tents, Norm keeping as close as possible. There were crates, packs, and carpets everywhere. "This pile," said Burny, "the second one down." The rug on top was very heavy, and Norm strained to roll it aside. Their flying carpet felt alive under his hand. "Hurry!" shouted Burny. The men were beginning to get the camels under control, and Scarface would soon discover that his prisoners had escaped. As Norm was dragging the magic carpet off the pile, a shout of alarm arose from the prison tent. Their escape had been discovered. In the moonlight, Norm saw someone sprinting toward them. In a panic, he started unrolling the carpet, but there was no way he could finish in time. "Get on!" shouted Burny, already standing on the carpet. "Right now, or we are dead!" As Norm jumped on, Scarface caught sight of them. He drew his sword as he ran, and his vicious slash barely missed the carpet as it soared over his head, carrying Norm and Burny skyward. 1 minute later, they were far above the tents, looking down on a scene of confusion. Everybody was shouting. The ancient man stood outside the big tent, screaming at Scarface, who hung his head. The camels were still out of control. They had been into the pool and through the tent area, which was a shambles, with tents down everywhere. Burny was beside himself with delight. "Ha!" he roared. "That will teach him! That camel who spat in my face. He's huge, stupid, ugly, and mean, and he stinks to high heaven. I started that stampede by sneaking up behind him and biting him on the butt."
"Burny!" shouted Norm. "You saved us! Your plan worked!"
"You bet!" Burny looked exceptionally pleased with himself. "That's my job, taking care of you. Roderick's the name, and rescue's my game. I just hope your machine doesn't kill us both. Now take me home."